Welcome to part 1 of Competency 11. In this video, we will answer questions involving area and properties of 2D figures. Number 1. One side of a triangle is 10 units. The second side is 3 units longer than the third side. If the perimeter is 55 units, what is the length of the longest side? Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Looking at longest side. So I'm going to say this side, okay, which would really be the third side. And let's say this one is 10. And then the other unit is this, second side is 3 units longer than the third. Okay, so that would be 3 units longer than the third. Okay. And if we add those all up, we have perimeter, and then we can set that equal to 55. So that is, I'm going to say 2x plus 3 plus 10 equals 55, because this is just an addition. So we have 2x's. We add those together, then we add the other numbers. Well, that actually, I could have just said 13. So we have 2x plus 13 equals a 55. Well, I subtract 13 from both sides, that cancels. So what do I really have now? Let's see, 2x. I'm using the calculator, 55 minus 13. Even though we could do it in our head probably, and I see it, but it's always good when you're taking a test to just go ahead and use your calculator. So now we divide by 2, and this is what we put in the calculator. Okay, obviously that would be 21. Okay, so that is 42 divided by 2. Always double check. Okay, yes, that's 21. So this says that that equals 21. But what would the other side equal, right? That would be 3 plus 21, which would equal 24. So the answer is actually 24 inches. If we say the longest side, okay? Yeah, you have to be careful with that wording. But if you look at it, obviously, that's what they mean. And the longest side would be 24 inches, because then the second longest would be 21, and the shortest would be 10, obviously. So we do have that correct. All right. So let's see. If the length of the rectangle is 19 and the perimeter is 56, what is the width? Okay. So what do we have? We have 19 and 19 and W and W, and the area is 56. So I see 2W plus 2 times 19 equals 56. Okay. So 2 times W plus 2 times 19 equals 56. Okay. Well, I'm not even going to bother with putting that in the calculator yet. I'm going to subtract 2 times 19 from both sides. Oh, not sure what I was doing there. Okay, now there we are. Okay. Times the 19. Now let's clean that up. This is gone. That cancels out. So we have 2W equals 56 minus 2 times 19. Okay, now we divide all that by 2. This gets rid of 2 over 2. That cancels out. So that's what we put in our calculator. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, let's close our parentheses. Okay. We're going to have to use some double parentheses because of our order of operation. So parentheses 56 minus 2 times 19. See how I changed it up? Close my parentheses and divide by 2. And that equals 9. So, and that is correct. So that means W equals 9. So this is 9. And if you add that all up, it says your perimeter. So that's perimeter. I know I probably shouldn't have put the perimeter in the center because when you put a value in the center of a figure, that generally implies area. That's why I need to say key for perimeter. Okay. So if we added that up, if we said 19 plus 19 plus 9 plus 9, push equal, yes, we get 56. It doesn't hurt to double check. Okay, let's look at number 3. The length of a parallelogram is 5 units more than 3 times the width. Okay, so that means we just have width here. And the length is 5 units more than 3 times the width. Okay, 5 units more than 3 times the width. If the perimeter is 110, what is the length? So this equals the length. So the first thing we need to do is find W, just like we did above, okay? All right, so we can put 2W plus 2 times 5 plus 3W equals 110. Okay, now we need to distribute 2W plus 10 plus 6W equals 110. Of course, you see we need to combine like terms as well as subtract 10 from both sides. So what are we really going to end up with? Okay, well, let's see here. 6 plus 2, that's 8W. And then we have to subtract the 10 from both sides. And that gives us 100. And then we divide both sides by 8. And that gives us the value of W. However, okay, I'm not going to put that in the calculator quite yet because looks like we can just solve it by putting it in here because we had our length, right? Okay, so we know that L equals 5 plus 3 times 100 over the 8. Okay, we'll just put that whole thing in the calculator and we've got it. Okay, so we have 5 plus 3 and parentheses 100 divided by 8, close the parentheses. Push enter, and there you go. And that is correct. 42.5, 42 and a half. Okay, and let's go to number 4. Number 4, the area of the triangle DEF is 216. What is the value of DG? Okay, let's grab this. Okay, this is what we're looking for. DG. Okay, well, this is just a simple base times height divided by 2. We're just looking for the area. It's given the area, so let's just kind of work backwards with that. So what do we really have? We have base. What's our base? 27. We're going to call this H for height. Okay, H divided by 2 equals 216. Well, what do? We need to get rid of that. So we we multiply both sides by 2. Okay, that's the first step. Then this cancels. This 2 cancels. This 2 cancels. So what do we have? We have 27H equals 2 times 216. Divide both sides by the 27. And now we know what to put in our calculator, and that should get us the value of H. It's not a very difficult problem. It just has to be done. Okay, let's see if we get what we need. Okay, 200 times 216 divided by the 27 and 16. And that is actually the correct value of the height DG. Okay, all right, number 5. If the 3 sides of a triangle are 4, 5, and 7, what is the area to the nearest hundreds? Okay, here's the thing. We don't need a picture for that. I know that, and we have 3 sides. So that's side, side, side. So the best formula that we could use would be Heron's, okay, because we don't have an angle. Okay, we have side, side, side. We do not have an angle. It'd be different, but the only thing we can do is use our Heron. So that means first we need to find the value of S. Well, how do we do that? That is done by adding up the value of all the sides, divide by 2, put that in our calculator. All right, let's use parentheses because of order of operations. 4 plus 5 plus the 7, close our parentheses, divide by 2, and we get 8. Okay, now we can find the area. Okay, so the area equals, okay, under the square root, we have 8 and 8 minus 4, and then 8 minus 5, and then 8 minus 7. Okay, and actually, don't calculate all that. Just put that in the calculator. Okay. It's one thing for your students. Now, if you're teaching your students, yes, you need them to write everything out. You're trying to pass a test. So I need 8 minus 4, and then 8 minus 5. I would even put it in the calculator, 8 minus 7, just like this for myself. I wouldn't try to do anything in my head. Then go over here, double check that you have entered the right numbers, push enter, and that actually, and it says approximate, well, to the nearest. So, yeah, because it has to round. Yeah, because you have 7, 9, yes. So that would have to be B. Okay, I was looking what they wanted us to round it to. And when you look at the calculator, you're like, wait a second, we need the uh, second digit after the decimal, but you realize that that's a 9. So yes, we're fine. Okay, let's go to number 6. Okay, okay, in a right triangle, one of the legs is 7 and the hypotenuse is 25. What is the area of the triangle? Okay. Well, the first thing that we need to do before we can calculate the area is find that other leg. Okay. All right. So let me show you. We have a right triangle. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure why that happened. I think I touched something. So let's untouch. That was probably me. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. So let's draw that triangle real quick. So we have 25 over here. And let's say this is 7 and that's X. To get the area of this triangle, this is what we need to do. Okay. We need to have base times height divided by 2. So base times height divided by 2. So without that x we don't know. Okay, there's nothing we can do. Okay, we'll just pop that in the calculator. Okay, so second under the square root, and that would be 25 squared minus 7 squared, and push enter, and it's 24. So what do we have? 7 times 24 divided by 2. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and just put it in the calculator as is. Okay, 7 times 24 divided by 2. And the area is 84. And yes, that is correct. Okay. All right. See, so you really didn't need a picture if you could already visualize. It's a very basic right triangle. Okay. So, but it's good if you can't see it right off. Okay. So let's look at number 7. I touched stuff again. The area of a trapezoid is 264 if the height is 11 and one of the bases is 18. What is the length of the other base? Okay, well, that's not tough. So this is what we need to do. We know that a trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 times height divided by 2. Okay, so we'll do 2 here. And then, all right, what's our height again? 11. And then we have one base is 18. And then we have one unknown base. And this whole thing is 264. Okay. So what do? We divide by 2 on both sides. And this is canceled. Okay. So then we have 18 times the 11 plus 11b equals 2 times 264. Okay. And now we need to subtract this from both sides. So let's do that. Minus 11 times 18. Okay. All right. So we can go ahead. I can just put that over here. 11 times 18. And because those are subtracted from each other, that equals the 0. Okay? So now what do? Well, we can just divide both sides by 11. Okay? That means that 11 over 11 is 1. And this is what we need to put in our calculator. Okay? All right, so let's do that. But I'm seeing because of that subtraction in the numerator, it's just best to put everything in parentheses. Okay, so let's do it like this. Parentheses, 2 times 264. Close your parentheses. Oh, no, that's not going to work. We need double. Uh-oh. I'm going to clear it. I need double parentheses. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about. Actually, no. Never mind. I think I had it right. 2 times 264. Yeah, I could do it. Okay, minus parentheses. Yeah, it'll be all right. 11 times 18. Now it'll be fine. Okay, divide by 11. You see what I was trying to do? I'm trying to put it in the calculator in a way that our order of operations doesn't become an error. Okay, so let's push enter, and the answer is 30. Okay. And not only that, when you're checking your order of operations and you're entering it in the calculator, that also makes you double check your values. Okay. So let's go to number 8. Number 8. What is the area of the triangle? Okay. For this triangle, we have a side angle side situation. Okay. So that's not tough. We'll just use the laws of sine to solve this. So that means we have 6 times 10, the two sides, divided by 2. Then we have the sine of 130. Okay, before we put that in our calculator, click on mode, double check that we have the degree option highlighted, and we do. So now we can back out. Okay, so let's put this in the calculator. 6 times 10 divided by 2, sine of 130. And notice how I entered it in the calculator. That will actually work. So press enter, and A is the correct option. All right, so now let's go to number 9. All right, go all the way up. Okay, a square and a rectangle have equal areas. The length and width of the rectangle are 22 and 8 respectively. What is the side length of the square? Okay, that sounds worse than it is. Okay, so any square is going to be s to the second power if you want area, because it's side times side. And they're telling us that that square is equal to the base times height of the rectangle. Okay, yes, the width and yep. So what do we need to do? So we have S. I'm going to, actually, no, I'm not going to rewrite it. Let me erase this. What do? We put both sides under the radical. Then that will give us S equals 22.8. And that's what we put in our calculator. Second, and remember where the radical is, that's the x squared, gives us that square root. Okay, then 22 times 8, push enter, and that is option D. And yes, we are correct. All right, now number 10. A rhombus and a parallelogram have equal areas. The diagonals of the rhombus are 8 and 10. If the base of the parallelogram is twice its height, what are the dimensions of the base and height? Okay, that sounds a lot worse than it is. Okay, so what do? Well, we have two formulas, simple formulas. We just put equal to each other, and then we'll just go with what it says. Okay, so we have D1 times D2, divide that by 2, and that is equal to base times height. Okay, so I can go up just a bit. So that gives us 8 times 10 over 2. And that is equal to, now they're saying the base is 2 times the height. So that gives us 2h times h. Now over here on this side, I'm going to set up where it says what we need. Okay, what are the dimensions of the base and height? Okay, of the parallelogram. Now for the parallelogram, we know it's base times height. Okay, but, okay, oh, no, not the area. Okay, I'm sorry. We need the area of this rhombus first. Well, let's put that in. I'm just going to draw a line. Okay, let's not go any further because we'll lose this information right here. That is actually the area of the rhombus, okay? You'll see what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep it straight. So that's 8 times 10 divided by 2. That gives us 40. So let's come over here and put 40 equals, okay? And we're still not going to know the base, but we will know the height. So I'm not going to fill that in yet, okay? All right, you'll see what I'm talking about when we lose what we need. We're going to have to do all these calculations. Okay, so what do we have? We have 40 equals 2h squared. Now we divide by 2 on both sides, and this cancels. So now we have 20 equals h squared. So that means that we need to square both sides, put them under the square root. So we're going to leave this as h equals 20 under the square root, okay, under the radical. All right, so what does our height equal? This is our height. We just haven't put it in the calculator yet. What we will do is put it over here. Now to get the base, we simply divide both sides by the square root of 20. And yes, this cancels. So for the base, we put this in the calculator. Okay, so let's do that first. And they've given us two numbers for our options. There's two values for each, but they don't tell us which is which. So we just have to kind of figure this out. And as I was solving the problem, I looked at these values and they are eyeball confusing. So let's go ahead and put second square root 20, push enter, and that is close to 4.47. Okay, well, we only have one option over here that works for that. Okay, this one, it won't work. This one won't work. That one won't work. So let's follow through with our base. That'll be 40 divided by second. Go get our radical and put in our 20 and enter. And we have 8.94, and that works. So the only one that'll be what we need is option B. Okay, and that's the last question in this video. If you have liked watching our videos, uh, we will have more videos coming. We intend to finish all of the competencies. And if you've been watching, you realize we started with Competency 19 and we're going backwards. So there are more to come. And please like us, share us, absolutely share us if you know someone who needs to study, okay? And subscribe. We need those subscriptions. And once again, happy testing.